most of us, driving is just getting from point A to point B. But for some, it's a little bit more than just that. The experience of the drive, the way a car makes you feel, and well, how everything comes together to fuel the feeling of joy and enjoyment on the journey is the key factor that wakes us up early in the morning for a drive. It's 7:30 a.m. in the morning and I've got the keys to this. This is a Honda Civic FK2 Type R, and I think it's one of those cars that can give you enough reasons to wake up in the morning, go for a drive and enjoy a little bit of fun. Now I'm gonna head out of here, heading to my favorite piece of road, the Karak to Genting Highlands Pass. It's a ribbon of tarmac that I think can give you a little bit of spirited fun on the drive. But there are a few things that you need to get right on a morning drive like this. Chief amongst which is good piece of driving music, good coffee, and well, the right type of fuel for your car. Let me explain why on the drive. When we talk about fuel, we always determine them based on RON. Now, yes, to a certain extent that is true. However, there is a lot more that goes behind the scenes that really makes the fuel produce more power and how it delivers energy into your engine. You see, the internal combustion engine uses air and fuel into the mixture, and there's a whole lot of other magic that makes your engine produce power. However, by using the right type of fuel, it can make your engine be more efficient and ultimately produce more power. RON stands for Research Octane Number, and in no way does it measure the amount of energy content it gives to produce more power to your engine. But what it can do is help the combustion process. For example, most performance cars are required to run a higher RON fuel because of their engine's higher compression rating, which favors a minimum of 97. The beauty is that ECU in modern cars are smart enough to detune your car's performance depending on the type of fuel you pump into the tanks. However, that's of course not something you want, especially on a morning spirited drive like this. So that's why this morning, when I was about to head up for the drive, I pumped V-Power 97 because I wanted to get the most out of this FK2's performance. I always love coming up here. It's a bit of a getaway, but one that isn't too far away from home. And that journey up, well, it's pretty interesting because you get to learn a bit about your car and you get to enjoy your morning drive. Just really one that gets your vision into focus. And I know plenty others just like me who enjoys coming up here because when you arrive up here, you get to enjoy this rather cool weather and well, that beautiful scenery overlooking the city. Anyway, the FK2 Type R I think is an interesting proposition. It's the first of the VTEC turbocharged engine, that K20C. I think it's a little bit soulless compared to the FD2 Type R's normally aspirated K20, but it's a serious piece of kit because it's got 306 horsepower thrown to the front wheels, a mechanical LSD, 6-speed manual gearbox. It's rather engaging to drive and one that you can enjoy on a piece of road like this, and it's the kind of car I think that made my early morning wake-up call kind of worth it. Maybe it's a little bit too much for the road. But if you feel that the performance of this car is a little too much on the road, then best to discover more of its power and handling dynamics on track. Conveniently, we have access to one. Welcome to Sepang International Circuit, the home of motorsports right here in Malaysia. Now, as much as we love driving on a good piece of road, nothing can quite thrill a driver than to open the taps of your car on track. This 5.5-kilometer tarmac is the home turf for local racing, with long stretches and good tight turns to really explore your car's power performance. When it comes to the track, there can be no compromise. The Civic FK2 Type R was great on the spirited drive uphill, but there's a special little button in the car that sort of changes the car's characteristics for track. And I'm here today at Sepang International Circuit to explore that. So to get the best that the engine can deliver, we've cleared the tanks of the V-Power 97 and replaced it and brimmed it up with Shell V-Power Racing for maximum exploitation on track. This should be interesting. days are big on fun to me. It's just you and a bunch of other drivers just like you, out to explore a little bit more from their cars. The misconception that the circuit is only for racing is untrue, because it's a great way to spend a few hours on a weekend for a bit of adrenaline, and it's clearly the best environment to enjoy the car's maximum potential in the safest manner. Okay, so here we go out to track. There's always this sense of exhilaration, sense of getting your heart rate beating a bit quicker coming out of the pit lanes, because after all, this is one of those activities that really can get your heart racing, you can really feel the feeling of, excitement. Okay, so here we go, out on track with the Civic FK2 Type R. So with all occasions out on track, the first thing you need to do is, of course, warm the car up a little bit, get everything up to temperature, the tires, the brakes. Okay, it's very important. Now, this K20C, when you really get it out on the revs, you can't actually feel the VTEC. It's really smooth through the bends, which is kind of interesting because VTEC engines of all are a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more characterful. This one might be a little bit soulless, but you can feel just how much more powerful the engine is. It's just a 2-liter engine and it's got 300 over horsepower, which is quite a lot for the front-wheel drive car. So as you come into the tighter bends, you can feel just how much the front end is trying to struggle for grip. But because the car is so good, it's able to really cope with the handling and just how much you want to push the car, which is great. I'm having a lot of fun. You see track days like this, I'm not really out here trying to chase lap times, but you can have a lot of fun, especially with a car like this. There's a lot of exhilaration that you can enjoy from behind the wheel, and it really feels that feeling of you wanting to go out and drive and enjoy your car a lot more. That's, at the end of the day, the whole purpose of why we enjoy driving anyway. It's a pastime for us to come out, take some time and lead off and really enjoy your car, just you and the machine. So that was pretty great. The FK2 did kind of well. I'll probably go out a few more turns around just to really explore the car later on, but I'm gonna cool everything down for now. It's not a bad car at all. Be it out on a morning drive to the hills or on a track day like this, the type of fuel you use is really crucial to fuel the feeling of enjoyment. Performance cars like this should always be optimized, and for the best experience on the drive, I'm glad we chose Shell V-Power Performance Fuel on both occasions, delivering the best power and performance on the car astoundingly.